Hey, hey, hey! All right, this lecture is designed to help you with the joint section of Anatomy 201. So let's go ahead and start. First, what are joints? What do they do? Joints are places where bones articulate or touch, and so it allows movement, right? That's the big idea. So joints are between bones. So where bones touch, like you know bones now, so you're thinking your humerus is attached to the ulnar radius, and right there at that joint, the elbow joint, you can move. You know, if your arm was just one long bone, you wouldn't be able to bend it there. It binds parts of the skeleton together. Okay, it makes bone growth possible. How does it make bone growth possible? Well, think about the plates in the skull. So the frontal bone and the parietal bone and the occipital bones. Well, because of the sutures, because there's different bones, those bones can grow at different speeds, and it's okay. Right? Your head's not shaped funny. So if the frontal bone grows just a little bit, because of the suture, it has room to grow, and it can just kind of shift the parietal bones just a little bit. And so bones can grow without them all growing at the same time at the same rate. Same thing with like your humerus. It can grow and not move the scapula or the ulnar radius. Okay, permits part of the skeleton to change shape during childbirth. Same thing, think about the skull. And then enable body to move, and that's really a key here. Move. Joints allow movement in response. So make sure you want to know the functions of the joints. Okay, and there's two different ways to look at joints, two different ways to organize them. There's the structure of joints, and there is the function of joints. And so all joints fit into both classifications. You just have to look, which way are you studying it? Are you studying what the joint's made of, or are you studying the function, how much the joint moves? So this is just how we organize the joints, how we classify them. Kind of think about like a car. Are you going to look at the different colors of cars? Is that how you're going to classify cars? Or are you going to look at, is it a car or an SUV or a truck? So how that would be like functional, I guess. And so there's two different ways. You know, red SUV would fit into both categories. It'd fit into the red and the SUV. But you just kind of have to look. Okay, so this slide's pretty important. You got to get the main idea here. Okay, so looking at structure, that is, what is the joint made of? What is the joint? What does it consist of? What are the pieces in it? Okay, and then, so is it fibrous? Is it cartilaginous? And then synovial is like a fluid. Is there a fluid in it? And most of the joints we think about are synovial joints. Like elbow is synovial. Things like that. Okay, and then functional, how much does it move? Synarthrotic, they don't move. So out on this one, it's like functional classification, aka how much do they move? Right? Okay. The synarthrotic, they don't move at all. Ampiarthrotic, they move just a little bit, just slightly. And then the diarthrotic, they move a lot. Again, these are the ones we're really thinking of as being joints. Let's try that again. There we go. Elbow, knee, shoulder, fingers, those are really joints. When we think about them, I mean, they're all joints, but the diarthrotics. And it just so happens that the way they're written on this slide, the fibrous, not always, but for the most part, the fibrous ones are synarthrotic. Okay, and then the cartilaginous joints, for the most part, are ampiarthrotic. And then the synovial joints are diarthrotic. So they kind of go hand in hand. The first one goes with the first one, the second one goes with the second one, but not always, just kind of generally. And so take a second, really look at this slide, because this slide's pretty important as far as the rest of the PowerPoint talks about these words. And since they're foreign words, I want you to familiarize yourself with them. 3 types of structural classifications. So there's joints that are made out of fibers, joints that are made out of cartilage, and joints that are synovial, which have fluid. And then as far as function, there's joints that don't move, synarthrotic, joints that move just a little bit, a tiny bit, and they're ambiarthrotic. And then there's joints that don't move at all, and those are diarthrotic. So 3 types in each. Okay, so first starting out with the first classification of structural is fibrous, and you probably aren't surprised to know that it's held together with dense connective tissue containing collagen fibers. So highlight collagen fibers found in the bones, and there's 3 types of fibrous joints: syndesmosis, suture, and gomphosis. Okay, syndesmosis, what is that? Bones bound by a sheet of dense connective tissue. And so look at this picture. This is the tibia and fibula, and they're held together. That's syndesmosis. So where a fiber holds 2 bones together, that is syndesmosis. Now, they